I literally I really can't run. So can't run or jump. So there's like a range from like 30 to 60 degrees when my knee is bent that I have like no force and I can't catch myself.
Lonzo Anderson Ball, the young phenom who burst onto the scene with all the hype in the world. Remember the days when he was tearing up the high school and college courts? Oh, the anticipation was unreal. Lonzo had it all. The vision, the passing ability, the smooth handles, and that infectious passion for the game. But somewhere along the line, something changed. It's like we blinked, and suddenly, the Lonzo we once knew seemed to vanish. It's been so long that we last saw him play that some people have forgotten he's part of the Chicago Bulls. Some things are hard to put into words, especially when they're about a player with so much potential. Lonzo Ball was supposed to be the face of a franchise, a leader on the court, and a game changer in the league. But lately, there's been an air of uncertainty surrounding his career. Now, before we jump right in, you know the drill, fam. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and slam the notification bell so you never miss out on our NBA content. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming your way. After a disappointing early exit in the play-in tournament and bad luck in the NBA draft lottery, the Bulls can't seem to catch a break. The hits keep on coming, and this time it involves Lonzo Ball, their highly touted acquisition of the 2021 offseason. Lonzo's journey has been a roller coaster ride filled with promise and potential. From his days in Los Angeles to a short stint in New Orleans, he was always seen as a player with immense talent. But something seems to have gone awry, my friends. Reports suggest that Lonzo may not be stepping foot on the court again for the Bulls this upcoming season, or perhaps ever again. Ball, now 25, was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers as the second overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft. And let me tell you, he showed a lot of promise during his time with the Lakers. But then he was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans and eventually found himself playing for the Chicago Bulls. Things were looking up for Lonzo in Chicago. He was playing some of his best basketball there, putting up solid numbers and making significant contributions to the team. But then, tragedy struck. Knee issues started plaguing him, and they haven't gone away. Throughout his career, Lonzo has been a solid contributor on the court. In 252 games with the Lakers, New Orleans Pelicans, and now the Bulls, he has averaged 11.9 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 6.2 assists. Those are some impressive numbers for a young player like him. According to a recent report by Dan Bernstein, the team is privately concerned that Lonzo Ball's playing days might be over. The Bulls fear the worst. Bernstein said, "The other thing I heard is though publicly there has been an expression of guarded optimism regarding a future for Lonzo Ball. And there's a reason why they haven't asked for the salary exemption yet, because they don't want to send the message publicly that they're done with him. They don't think it's likely that he ever plays again." It's clear that the Bulls are really concerned about Lonzo's knee problems. They haven't even requested a salary exemption. This tells us that they don't want to make it public yet and that they might be moving on from him. It's hard to believe that Lonzo hasn't played in a game since January 14th, 2022. To make matters even more unbelievable, at that time, the Chicago Bulls were leading the pack as the top seed in the league. They were ahead of strong teams like the Miami Heat, Brooklyn Nets, and even the eventual NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. But their success was short-lived, as they faced some major challenges against elite teams and injuries plagued their roster. When Lonzo first suffered his knee injury, it was initially reported as a small meniscus tear. At that point, it seemed like something he could recover from, without it being a career-ending situation. The Bulls announced that he would be back in 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing surgery, but that timeline didn't pan out as expected. And this led to the Bulls making the tough decision to shut him down for the remainder of the season in February. As the summer rolled in, Lonzo continued to experience pain and discomfort in his knee, and this led to his second surgery in September, just before the start of the 2022-23 season. The hope was that this procedure would reduce his issues and allow him to return to the court. However, ESPN and The Athletic reported in March that Lonzo was set to undergo a third surgery on his left knee. And on March 20th of this year, he underwent his third surgery, opting for a cartilage transplant procedure. This relatively new surgical approach aimed to avoid a total knee replacement, providing a chance for Lonzo to make a successful recovery from the initial injury he suffered back in 2021. According to NBA insider Woj, this third surgery Lonzo underwent has the potential to keep him out for most, if not all, of the 2023-24 season. The doctors involved in his case claimed that this particular surgery was his best chance at making a comeback. But it's important to note that no NBA player has successfully returned to the court after undergoing this type of surgery. Lonzo himself spoke about his situation before the start of the previous season, and his words indicated that he still had a long way to go before being able to make a return. With the need for this third surgery, it was becoming clear that whatever was ailing him was posing a serious threat to his long-term NBA career. Seems like he's hanging on to a pipe dream at this point. He's still under contract with the Bulls, set to earn just over $20 million this season, with the player option worth $21 million for the 2024-2025 season. And while he'll have the time he needs to focus on his recovery, it's highly doubtful that he'll be wearing a Bulls jersey if he ever steps foot on the court again. This entire situation is not just tough for Bulls fans, but for all basketball enthusiasts out there. Lonzo has been through a roller coaster of setbacks, searching for answers, and facing an uphill battle to get back on the court. Think about it. Lonzo was only 24 years old when he initially went down with this injury. It's mind-boggling to consider the impact it has had on him. It has cost him an entire season and a half of playing time, and unfortunately, it's starting to look like it will cost him even more. Despite seeing numerous doctors and undergoing multiple tests, the cause of his pain remains unknown. Lonzo, along with his medical team and the Bulls organization, have been tirelessly searching for answers, but the journey has been difficult and uncertain. Big Baller Brand, BBB. Okay. It seems like Lonzo has been dealing with one injury after another throughout his career. In fact, Lonzo has been sidelined by over 15 different injuries that caused him to miss a lot of games. The majority of these injuries have been lower body issues, which has led to speculation about their root cause. People have started questioning the impact of Lonzo's family-owned Big Baller Brand on his health. Even the Los Angeles Lakers, his former team, had their doubts. If we could use a time machine to go back a few years, we would see the Lakers asking Lonzo about how comfortable he felt wearing the Big Baller Brand shoes. There are many who firmly believe that the combination of these shoes and his intense training at such a young age has been a recipe for disaster. Honestly, it's hard to blame him for thinking that way. It's astonishing that LaMelo, Lonzo's younger brother, has also had several injuries at the beginning of his career. In a game against the Pistons back in February, LaMelo fractured his ankle, prematurely ending his season. The Bulls find themselves in a difficult situation due to his ongoing injury. His absence has caused major problems for the Bulls' offense, forcing them to rely too much on isolation plays during important times. Additionally, his $20 million salary is holding the team back from making important changes to the roster. If the Bulls can prove without a doubt that Lonzo won't be able to play this season, they might be eligible for a disabled player exception. This exception could allow them to sign a good free agent to join the team. However, it's unlikely that such a decision will be reached in time for Chicago to add a game-changing player. That's why I believe the Bulls would be better off seeking a long-term solution through trades or the draft, even if it means making additional moves. Even if Lonzo does manage to come back strong, the Bulls will face a tough decision. His injury history raises concerns about whether they should take the risk of re-signing him. It's a gamble that they'll have to carefully consider, weighing his potential impact on the team against the potential for future injuries. Personally, I truly wish Lonzo Ball all the best in his recovery process. However, if we take a rational perspective, it might be time to acknowledge the need for the Bulls to cut their losses. This decision isn't just about finances and constructing the roster. It also involves the emotional investment they've made in his recovery. The Bulls may need to move on while they still have the opportunity. Now let's continue to support Lonzo during his recovery journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the latest NBA news. Share your thoughts on Lonzo's situation in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.